So here's a pretty good example of the razzmatazz that Chad Morris tried to instill in the stale inside zone run scheme for Auburn. So naturally, with a lot of read options with RPOs, again, no SEC offense featured RPOs as much as Auburn, you're going to see their route tags see targets. It's just a matter of where do we outnumber the defense. So here's an example of the defense not respecting our at the snap motion for this bubble screen outside numbers here. So it looks like this man's going to be locked up here. So naturally, he's going to take an inside path to bring that corner away from our potential outlet here. So the base run is a bluff read. So that's a split zone action in our vernacular. So lines working towards the right, hitting the play side B gap, but defense is kind of pre-snap overloaded this way. This trips bunch formation has signified duo in this conference the last 2 years. So obviously, since LSU was one of the teams that helped get that fad going, they're going to be more aware. They're going to be pretty well aware of that, placing that in practice every day. So they kind of overload that, but either way, that doesn't really matter because we're having our read on the back side. We're reading if our end spills over or if he caves in for our quarterback run aspect, even though you wouldn't say it's a good spacing idea to do that towards the boundary that still exists, but primarily we're going to be featured with this outlet towards space. So Eli Stove, Anthony Schwartz, even J.J. Pegues in occasion were these outlet receivers in terms of flats and swings and stuff. So we can see how our linebacker here, our triangle, does not respect the motion as he is pulled in with this inside zone action. It's a really hard oversell from the front in general towards that play set action. Since it's too deep, maybe they were a little bit more, vulnerable for run fills, obviously having a disadvantage in numbers account for in terms of defensive bodies. So a little bit more worried on that aspect. So just caught with their pants down with this little bubble. So we can see how the defense oversells our triangle. He does not respect our speedy Eli Stove. You can see our bend guy influencing our corner out of the way. And even though the safety might have his eyes on him, he clearly doesn't, as his eyes are more over this way towards the backfield. And with him completely drawn out of position and no one there, it's just an easy outlet towards space, and that's exactly what we want. So those are designed to be advantageous. Obviously, you're not going to target them unless you have the numbers advantage, but all in all, about 7.5% of this offense's plays targeted outlet screens, and in terms of bubbles and tunnels specifically, about 6% in our sample.